Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing today? I'm your host, Armando Ortega de Leon, and welcome back to another episode of the Mind of Mando. Today we will be serenaded by some beautiful, beautiful music. And for those who are a fan of video games, a fan of this certain franchise, I think you guys will know exactly what this song is from. Put it up a little bit more, see if you guys can tell. Okay, so you kind of have to be a pretty huge fan, if not just really immerse yourself in the game. It's the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt soundtrack, most specifically the song On the Path of Velen. You know, it's just an amazing soundtrack, amazing music with some old school instruments and everything like that. This is the 1 hour version, so depending how long this podcast is, we might listen to it to the end. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing pretty well and everything. Not a rough past week, despite working entire 7 days in a row and everything like that. I'm getting used to waking up early in the mornings. Like, to be honest, actually, I told my lady this morning, I was like, you know, last night I woke up immediately at like 5 something in the morning, and I didn't even place my alarm last night. I just woke up, and that was just my I guess my natural alarm in my body is how do you say it, really affecting me and everything like that when it comes down to actually when I naturally start waking up at this point. I had to go back to sleep, tell myself, hey, listen, you don't work today, go back to sleep. So I went back to sleep, woke up again like 10-20 minutes later or something like that, because I just immediately thought, hey dude, I need to get up, I need to go to work. But I didn't, and woke up again at like 6 something, thinking I was late, like at 6:30. And where we live, where our window is at, because we have like almost an entire wall dedicated to just window, you know, and it's facing east, and the sun rises from the east, sets on the west, so you can see how do you call it, how the sunshine really does hit in here. It doesn't, like, here's the thing, it doesn't hit directly in my face. It doesn't, you know, it's not waking me up, it's not obnoxious like that. Honestly, it's quite beautiful sometimes, because, you know, when the sun rises and it's still kind of orangey yellowish outside and everything like that, that's what I wake up to, and it's absolutely marvelous. But what do you call it, I woke up, and here where I live, the sun sets, like, rises almost completely. Well, it's no longer dark outside once 6 o'clock hits, basically, is what I'm trying to say. If you guys hear extra noise, it's my dishwasher behind me. Yes, I know, I keep washing dishes. Well, anyways, it's no longer dark outside once 6 o'clock hits. Once 6 o'clock hits, you can see everything. It's morning, you know. But what do you call it, I woke up to that, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh man, I gotta go to work, I'm late, this and that. No, I had to remind myself again, dude, you're not going to work. You know, you're not, what do you call it, you don't have to go to work today. And it's just like, oh yeah. So I ended up going back to sleep. I honestly didn't, how do you call it, wake up like too early anymore after that. I woke up at like 7:30, which was like usually my usual time before. Hold on one second. There we go. Some liquid death. Oh, sidebar. My buddy who moved to Wyoming, he bought a case of liquid death. He likes it. So boy, if you're listening to this, crack a liquid death open and we can drink it together during the episode. Despite the somber music, it is not going to be a sad episode. Not at all, actually. It's actually really good. So yeah, like I'm saying, I've just been getting used to waking up earlier. I rediscovered my fondness of 7-Eleven coffee. It's actually very, very delicious. I don't mind spending money to go get 7-Eleven coffee. Especially since there's a 7-Eleven literally like just across the street from where I work. And how do you call it? It's delicious. I love having my morning coffee at work. Well, I've been setting new goals for myself, to be honest. Now that everything's basically reopened, I know I know the virus or whatever it was hasn't gone away. People are just bored. People just got tired of it. It's like, all right, okay, cool. It was like serious the first few months, but now it's just, look, I want to go outside. I want to go party with my friends, and that's what it was. And yeah, so like basically everything's reopened. My family back home, they're still cautious. They're still like, weary about it. They're still careful and stuff. Good on them. Honestly, if you feel like that needs to still happen in your household to make you like feel better or whatever, do it. You're not killing anybody about it and everything. So, don't be ashamed. But me and my lady, not really, to be honest. Like, we'll try and keep the house clean and everything like that, but honestly, it's like, it's not something that we worry about at this point. Well, anyways, the reason I brought that up was because honestly, I want to start making routines for me. I am someone that, like, I describe myself as somebody of routine, basically. I like doing certain things at certain times and everything like that. I don't really like deviating like that, even up to the point of where I wake up. Like before I started being switched to mornings, I used to be like, okay, well, I'm waking up at 7:30 at 8 in the morning. Then I'm gonna go like fix up the bed real quick, maybe put some dishes to wash, go use the bathroom, wash up, and then I'm gonna go out to the gym. And after I'm done with the gym, I'm gonna come back home. I'm gonna take a shower and then make myself breakfast, sit down, enjoy my breakfast with, like, I don't know, maybe some YouTube or TV show, whatever I'm interested at that point. And then just relax, just lay down, relax. I already did what I needed to do and everything, and then go to work. But now it's different. Now for me, it's like I wake up, and I know as soon as I wake up, I gotta get up, I gotta wash my face, wake myself up, use the bathroom, whatever, fix myself up in uniform, then skate to work. I think I mentioned this already. I already skate to work, which actually helps a lot. Like, it didn't take me long to get to work. It takes me, like, taking my time walking 10 minutes. But I decided to start skating because I enjoy skating. So I started skating. 10 minutes turned into 2 to 3 minutes. So, it's not like I'm always rushing to get to work. I'm like, it's all good. And then, like, I work. I get my morning coffee once, like, I get passed down from the shift before. And once everything's said and done, since things don't really start kicking off until like 9-10 o'clock in the morning anyways, I just go across the street, get a coffee for 7-Eleven, maybe like a slice of banana bread, and then come to work, enjoy my coffee, enjoy my bread. Breakfast of champions. It's a beautiful breakfast. And then I just see where the day takes me. And then now I'm going back to the routine I used to have when I used to work at one of my old jobs. One of my old jobs, like, yeah, I had to start at 6 in the morning, also get off at 2:30. But I started fighting again, as you guys know, as I told you and everything like that. I started training again. I love fighting. It's super cool. It's so fun. Like, you guys ever get, like, do something physical or whatever where you're just like, oh my god. Like, I used to have an old supervisor who then turned as a coworker because I got promoted to a supervisor also, so we were like on the same level at that point. He understood when I said this, where it's just like, you do something that you enjoy doing. It brings you joy, it brings you happiness, it's good for you too, and you like it. This is who you are as a person. This is what you do recreationally. But then one day, you're tired. You're like, oh man, I'm tired. I don't really want to do this right now. Yada, yada, yada. But then, like, you're all like, what's the harm of one day off? I could always try again tomorrow, yada, yada, and everything. But then, like, that's how you become lazy. But then you just force yourself to do it. you force yourself to go do what you enjoy doing and everything like that. It sounds like a contradiction. You're forcing yourself to do something you enjoy, you know. But like just stay with me. So you go and you do it, and you're like, oh man, dude, you know, how am I gonna get through this right now, you know? But then you start. And you just start doing it. And as you start doing it, warming up, whatever you're doing, you're all like, yeah, this feels good. Yeah, I like this. Wow, you know, man, I'm really glad I came. I'm really glad that I did this today. You know, this is really great. I don't know why I felt like I shouldn't be doing this today or whatever. This is great. And that was like my old boss, my old supervisor, my old coworker and everything. He said the same thing. He enjoys bike riding. You know, he really loves riding his bike and everything. And he felt that way. He's just, sometimes you're just like, you're not in the mood for it. You don't want to do it. But then you force yourself to go up there and do it and everything. Get ready, gear up, whatever. And he rides his bike. And when he's riding his bike, he's like, wow, I love this. This is great. This is amazing. Same thing for me and for fighting. Unfortunately for me, that negative feeling, the motivation lasted for a year and a half, maybe even 2 and everything. And then I started going like a week or 2 ago. And I just rediscovered my love for it. Just, excuse me. Yeah, I just rediscovered my love for it. Watching all the old YouTubers I used to love watching and everything like that. When their channels center around like, you know, sparring and fights and everything like that. I started looking at my old gear again, and I started like, you know, being like, yeah, you know, this is fun, you know, and I just really enjoy it. I'm going tonight. And anyways, I don't think I mentioned this in the last episode when I spoke about Muay Thai and everything like that. But this past time I went last week, I took my lady. I was actually stoked that she accepted my invite. So I took my lady. She told me at the end of the class and everything like that she did not expect it to be as intense, as demanding as it was. She was like, oh yeah, I was just watching you, you know, and you just fit right in and everything's like, yeah, of course. And she's like, yeah, I may have been lazy for the past almost 2 years, but you know, I'm still part of it. I'm still with it. I still know what to do and everything like that. You do something long enough, even if you take a hiatus from it for however long, something, when you do it again, something inside of you just comes out and just like, it's like you never stopped, you know, kinda. Hold on. Well, I could tell she wasn't really pushing herself hard. She wasn't pushing herself hard like the rest of the class, because the rest of the class, like, you know, was somewhat experienced. She wasn't pushing herself as hard as I was, despite me, you know, not really pushing myself hard like that, because I'm still warming up to it too. But she still felt it, because the day after and the day after that, actually one of those days she actually called off of work because she was in pain. Like, I think she thought she was severely injured because how much pain she was and everything. That I can't put my leg down. I can't put my leg down all the way. And it's like, yeah, you're sore. That's what happens. You used muscles that you haven't used that way in a long time. You haven't done that intensity workouts, I don't know, since ever. You've never done something at that level. Even if you took it easy, you've never done anything at that level. So of course your body's gonna be like, whoa, what? We're doing this right now? I was like, what's going on? Of course your body's gonna react like that. And I'm like, that's how my body reacted when I started getting back into it too. It was just sore, but you know, I still went to work. I still skated and everything, because I don't know, I enjoy pain. It's weird. I enjoy that type of pain. But yeah. And lo and behold, 3 days after she went to the class, I went to work. It was her day off, came back home. She was like, you know, I feel way better. It doesn't hurt like it did yesterday. I'm like, there you go. There you go, you know? And it's like, yeah. So I actually started telling her about the different gloves I have. I have these, if you guys go to Google, there's this brand called Yukao and everything, Yokkao. And there's this type of boxing Muay Thai gloves and everything like that, but it was this edition called Skulls, Skullz, as in zebra, Skulls. There's two versions. There's a blue one with a white skull on it and everything, but then there was the limited edition one, which was a green one with a black skull on it. If you guys ever know about Liam Harrison, he's an incredible Muay Thai fighter who fights with Yokkao, that brand I'm talking about. And the first time I ever seen those gloves was back in 2019 when he posted up a video on Instagram of himself fighting and everything, well, sparring and everything like that, like, you know, running drills. And he was using those gloves, and I was like, wow, what? Those gloves look incredible and everything. And one day, I think over a year later, they were on sale finally for like, they used to go for like 150, but then they were on sale for like 90, I think. So I just jumped on it. I was like, yeah, no, I'm getting them. And thank God I did. I think I only got the 12 ounce and everything. I always fight with 16 or 10 ounce, actually, I think they are. Those were the only ones they had left that I was like, I need them. I need them because I won't have them. I doubt anybody else is going to sell them after they're gone because it's limited edition. And if they do, they're going to just upsell the hell out of it. So I bought them and I got them, and they're beautiful. Let me tell you, they are beautiful. I'm going to use them one day when I go to the gym. I just haven't done it yet because I'm still using my other Venom one. And they're beautiful, honestly, and I'm glad I got them. I regret not getting the shorts because there was matching set of shorts, and those shorts, only one of them is on sale, being sold right now, and it's a size small, and I'm definitely not a size small. But yeah. So, anyways, if you guys Google that, Skulls, Skullz, and everything, you're gonna see how great they look and everything. And well, anyways, I was telling her the story about that, and I was like, yeah, Yokkao, they have their basic gloves that they'll never, stop selling because, they're the basic ones. They're the one colored ones with their logo on it, and that's it. The plain ones, and they're not bad. They're same quality. They're incredible. But I'm like, they're more about their limited edition ones, their seasonal ones and everything like that. I was like, there was this Yeti one that I wanted that I didn't get. Same deal as the Skulls, gloves and the shorts. But they no longer sell those lines. And for me, the Yeti ones are difficult to find anywhere on the internet that are being sold because people love them. They have a lot of promotion with them. To my surprise, I was like, listen, if this is going to become a regular thing with you and I, coming to this gym, like training, drilling, fighting, and everything like that, you can use the gear that I have right now until I see that you're really committed to this. I'll start buying you your own gloves. What do you call it? To my surprise, like a day or two later, when I was at work, she goes, I like these. And she sends me a Yokkao one, and it's these 90s style boxing gloves, and she likes them in pink, of course. She has like hella pink stuff at home. And I look at the price. They're pretty pricey, but they weren't Skulls pricey. And then I was just like, yeah, no, those look nice. Just like, hold off for right now because I wanted to see if she was going to really go with me continuously, or if I'm not going to just waste my money, But then, what do you call it? The other day she was like, I want them, I'm going to buy them. I'm like, no, save your money. This isn't that. Like, why? I'm getting kind of annoyed because I'm like, look, don't spend your money all willy-nilly. But then I thought about it, and then I was like, it's gonna suck when she shows me that she's dedicated to training with me, if I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna buy these gloves for her, and then they're no longer being sold, and then or else somebody else is upselling the hell out of them. So I just bought them. They were not expensive, and they were being put on sale for like $90 something instead of their usual original price. And I remembered that happened to my Skulls one shortly before they were completely taken out. So I'm like, you know what? I'm buying them. So I bought them and everything like that. They're due here in like maybe 6 days or something like that. 6-7 days. So, how do you call it? So I just bought them. Because I'm like, okay, I just gift these to her and everything like that. And it's a good thing that I did. I got her 14 ounce because she wanted 10s. And I was just like, no, I would get you 16s if I could and everything like that. But the 16s are sold out. And the next level is 14. So I'm getting you 14. They're not about the size, they're about the weight. And so, you know, it's good for you. So like, what do you call it? It's a good thing I did it because I was just looking at on regular Google on the shopping section and put those exact brands in the search bar. People have already bought a crap load of them, and instead of selling them, not even selling them in the sale price, which is like $99, or the original price like $120, $130, they're selling them for $300 plus. I even saw a pair that was 500 something just for the gloves. And I was like, oh, hell no. It's a good thing I bought them, you know? So, smart choice. One second. But yeah. So I'm waiting for those to come in. Just doing this podcast, knocking it out. It's my day off, my first day off in 7 days, which isn't a lot, you know? When I used to work one of my old jobs for the trolleys, I used to work 7 days a week after week after week after week because, you know, money and everything. So doing this, it wasn't bad, to be honest. Plus overtime, you know, that's a good thing. Anyways, I had a very good day. Again, it was just like last time. Woke up, chilled for a bit, went out, got a delicious sandwich with a coffee. I went to grocery outlet real quick. I just needed to buy more jelly and razors for shaving, and forgot what else I bought. But yeah, and then I came home, chilled out for some more. Oh my god, Obi-Wan. Oh my god, hold on, let me finish talking about the original thing. And then like I chilled for a bit. Then I decided to put a load of dishes in the washer, fix the sofa, sweep up, clean the bathroom, just give it once over, and then fix, you know, the bed and underneath my bed. But I watched Obi-Wan. Oh my god, guys. Spoilers. I will be discussing spoilers in here. You know, everybody should know this. Spoilers. Don't be skipping around and then miss the spoiler warning and then being like, well, you shouldn't really be spoiling the show. Well, listen, spoilers. Yeah, I'm not going to put any spoilers on the thumbnail or just flat out say, be like, oh, this, and happen. Oh, by the way, spoilers and this and that. No, I'm telling you right now, this is prolonged. It's going to be like probably a minute of me just drilling it into your head that this is going to be filled with spoilers. I don't know when I'm going to stop talking about it, but it's going to be filled with spoilers. Anyways, spoiler warning. So, today was the last episode of Obi-Wan. I enjoyed it. I truly did. I gotta say, I enjoyed the series. And there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, well, the series isn't even good. The series isn't even great. Yada, yada. And they had their concerns. And I understand those concerns. I truly, truly do. And everything. And I'll get to what the concerns were and everything. Well, anyways. Today being my Saturday, despite being Wednesday. What a better way to start it off than, you know, watching Obi-Wan while I enjoy a sandwich and a coffee. Well, what do you call it? Ended up watching it and thoroughly enjoying it. It's actually a very good show, and I love the premise of the show. Of what was Obi-Wan doing before the events of Episode 4, New Hope, and after Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, as I already explained. You know, what were the kids doing? What were Luke and Leia doing? What was happening? The Inquisitors. The Inquisitors have been a thing, and I believe introduced in Rebels. Okay? And the Inquisitors, what they are is just Jedi hunters. That's all it is. They weren't even Siths. You know, they were just Jedi hunters. And they would use the dark side of the Force, yes, but they weren't considered Siths. Not even Sith apprentices or Sith lords or anything like that, because of the rule of two. Asking me how they determined that, I don't know. But they were just assassins. They were inquisitors, and their job was to hunt down the Jedi. And if you guys ever played Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Cal Kestis, the main character and everything like that, he's played by that orange-haired ginger from Shameless, which I hated that show in the beginning, but then I grew to like actually quite enjoy it. With my lady started watching it a lot, and apparently it's still going on. Like, I've been seeing clips on Facebook and everything about that show, and I'm like, I don't remember watching this originally. Apparently it's still going on. That's crazy. Well, anyways, that guy plays Cal Kestis in Star Wars, and Jedi Fallen Order takes place 5 years after Revenge of the Sith. Just 5 years. So not that long, you know. Cal Kestis is this former Padawan who is just trying to make by and everything, until the Inquisitors, the Jedi hunters, end up arriving where he's located at, kill his friend, and now they're made out that, hey, yo, this is a former Padawan, we gotta kill him and everything. You know, of course, typical fashion, what type of video game would it be if you get killed at the very beginning and then that's the end of the game, you know? So, of course, you go through all your adventures and everything like that. Anyways, Obi-Wan, the show, takes place 5 years after Fallen Order. So 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. So at this point, and the reason I mentioned Fallen Order, the video game, for Obi-Wan, the TV show, is because in what was it, the first, second, or third episode, they arrive. What is it? The Inquisitor base and everything. You see it in live action now. You see it actually being a thing in the Star Wars universe, not something that was made up in the video games and stayed in the video games. No, it's actually brought as an actual thing and acknowledged as an actual location in the actual Star Wars lore and everything like that. And they show you it from the outside, exactly how it looks like in the video game. That's how it looks like in live action. I love it. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Well, anyways, a couple things that actually made it more significant was because, how do you call it? When Obi-Wan's on the way over there to go get Leia and everything like that, because she had been captured by Rhea, I think her name is, or Reva. What is it? Let me see. I think it's Reva. I'm already bad with her name. It was a beautiful day, guys. Reva and everything. He's like, oh, what do the defenses look like? No, like, they don't have none, you know, because it's suicide to try and sneak into their base, you know. And like, what do you call it? A lot of people like laughed at it and everything, because it's understandable. Fortress Inquisitorius is the Inquisitor Fortress, as the name says, as the title says, where the Inquisitors are. The Empire works into that base. Darth Vader goes to that base and everything like that. You have the military of the Empire in there with one of the most powerful Siths in the galaxy, with a bunch of assassins there. Of course, it's going to be a suicide to try and sneak into the base. But it doesn't make sense as to why they didn't even at least try and put some external defenses or anything like that. Please keep in mind, Obi-Wan takes place 5 years after Fallen Order. And what do you do at the end of Fallen Order? Spoiler warning, you sneak into Fortress Inquisitorius. So you sneak in there 5 years prior as Cal Kestis, and then now 5 years later as Obi-Wan, you're being told, hey, you get suicide to sneak in there. Yeah, but it's already been done. It's already been done. And Obi-Wan does it in the show. He sneaks inside of there in the show. So now there's twice. 2 times Jedi have snuck into Fortress Inquisitorius. Both times they have been found out and everything like that. Oh, and also keep in mind, Obi-Wan does a sick ass thing where he prevents the glass from cracking as long as possible with the Force, which is actually the same exact thing that Darth Vader did in Fallen Order and everything, except the glass broke and Darth Vader just literally held the ocean from entering the hallway and everything like that. So they're taking things here and there and everything. It was a nice callback. Anyways, so it's just like, yeah, maybe you should put defenses on Fortress Inquisitorius, because it seems that despite it being suicide to try and sneak in there, it's already been done twice, you know? So yeah. Well, anyways, today's show was incredible, because the whole thing about the Obi-Wan show, and this is what everybody expected it to be, was the conflict, the tension, the battle being fought between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, formerly Anakin Skywalker, his former apprentice. And it's a callback, you know, to how their relationship was since the end of episode 1 all throughout episode 2, and how unfortunate it ended in episode 3. And this is what the fans wanted. You see, when the show was being first announced, everybody's like, oh my god, Obi-Wan's getting his own show and everything like that, when it was officially announced. But then when they dropped the first trailer and everything like that, people were kind of speculating and kind of getting upset. Why? Because in the show, yeah, they showed Obi-Wan. Yeah, they showed like lines of dialogue here and there and everything like that. But what they also showed was they were giving a unusually solid amount of face time to a certain Inquisitor, and that Inquisitor is it's Reva and everything, you know. And it was just like, I thought it's like no. Yeah, it's not that important. It's not serious or anything like that. You know, Reva being in the show. Well, nobody knew her name was Reva at that point. It's the third sister. He's like, no, they showed the other Inquisitors too, you know. But people are like, no. This show needs to stay the Obi-Wan show, not Obi-Wan and then some side character as the Inquisitor show or anything like that. This needs to focus on Obi-Wan and his history with Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker, and see if they meet each other again and everything. That is a valid concern, because Star Wars, modern Star Wars has already done it with Boba Fett. Excuse me. Yeah, they already done it with Boba Fett. And Boba Fett show and everything like that. People tuned into the book of Boba Fett to watch Boba Fett. People were already kind of upset that, who was it, Dave Filoni took the route that he did, even though for me, I get it. But at the same time, you notice that in the third and second to last episode, literally they just focused on Din Djarin, the Mandalorian. That's it. They just focused on him. And in one of the episodes, they focused on him, Grogu, Ahsoka, and Luke. They literally gave Boba a small cameo in his own show where he doesn't even speak. You know? He's there for a total of like 10 seconds or less. And then that was it. I'm like, yo, isn't this your show? Why are they focusing so much on the Mandalorian? You know, I get it. It was a setup, but it still kind of like was disappointing. It didn't suck. Those shows were by far the best. Those episodes were by far the best episodes of the entire series, but it was disappointing because the fact that another character is the best part of your show and you are not, that's sad. That's really sad. So like, you know, I mean, Mandalorian season 3 is coming out this year anyways, so you know, I'm stoked on that. But how do you call it? Yeah, it was just sad. It was just really sad. And that's what people were fearing about the Obi-Wan show. It's like, hey, we want to see Obi-Wan. We want to see his conflict. We want to see his history. We want to see what he's going through. We don't want to see an Inquisitor story and everything like that. And I got to say, personally, in my personal opinion, it was 50-50. You know, today was the final episode, and we started seeing that it was 50-50 for, in my eyes, Obi-Wan and Reva, the third sister. Because the way they were trying to justify it for Reva getting more than maybe even 25% of screen time for the entire series, for the entire season, was because they were trying to set up the fact that, spoilers again, I'm being nice by saying spoilers again, that Reva was a youngling when episode 3's Order 66 happened. Reva was with the other younglings in the Jedi Temple when Order 66 was executed. And Anakin, or at that point Darth Vader, along with the 501st Clone Battalion, stormed Coruscant, the Jedi Temple, and just started slaughtering everyone in there. All the Jedis and all the younglings. Anakin had zero mercy. And I'm actually very, very shocked and pleased at the fact that this series actually went through flashbacks of Order 66, and they actually showed Anakin killing the younglings, something not even episode 3 did before Disney bought them or anything like that. They actually showed Anakin killing younglings, and I was like, hey, that's sick. Give me more of that. I want to see Anakin kill more younglings. But like, so the reason Reva was given more was because it was like, hey, yo, Reva was not only there when it seen Order 66 happen, she was there as Anakin looked her dead in the eyes, killed the other younglings in front of her, and stabbed the hell out of her and everything when she was a kid. She just remembers that, and she became an Inquisitor. And then so she knows that Anakin is Darth Vader, which a lot of people brought up. It's like, hey, Darth Vader killed anybody who knew that he was Anakin Skywalker and everything. So why does she know and she's not killed or anything like that? And people were thinking, well, maybe she didn't make it obvious. She never made reference to it. She never spoke about it. She was in control of her thoughts and everything like that when it came down to Darth Vader. Okay, yeah, maybe. All right, maybe she was just very good at keeping that a secret in front of Darth Vader and all that stuff. But then the 5th episode happened, and of course, that's when it's all revealed that she's not really there to hunt Obi-Wan. She's there to just have Darth Vader be vulnerable so she can kill him and enact revenge on behalf of herself and the other younglings that she called friends. Thing is, Darth Vader announces later, like, he works her. Like, she tries her best, and he absolutely just handles her. Well, anyways, as he's walking up to her, she's having flashbacks as that helpless little girl that she was all those years ago, where she was just, how do you call it, just scared and everything. She was flashing between Darth Vader's costume and Anakin Skywalker before he defeated Mustafar. And freaking, how do you call it, Darth Vader says something that interests me. He's like, oh, you didn't know that I knew? Youngling? And everything like that. It's like, so Darth Vader knew that she was one of the little girls that he supposedly killed in the Jedi Temple and everything like that. And he kills her right there also and everything. But I'm pretty sure Darth Vader would like ensure that whoever he stabs is dead, because surprise, surprise, she lived and everything like that. Well, anyways, in the end of episode 6 of this season, she's remorseful and everything like that. Obi-Wan forgives her and tells her like, now you're free and everything. The show ended incredibly well. I love it. But yeah, it's just, I really do feel that they tried to justify as to why Reva's like had 50% of FaceTime in the series, in the season, as Obi-Wan did. I didn't think it was too bad, honestly. It's not like they were just throwing scenes of her just staring out windows, like thinking, lost in thought or anything like that. No. If I recall correctly, every episode she was in, something was happening. She was making demands. She was like commanding people to do stuff. She was interrogating. She was fighting. She was like, you know, making people suffer and everything like that. She was doing something. She wasn't just there staring at a window or anything like that. That would have just been a waste. I don't mind if Obi-Wan did that because it's his show. I love Obi-Wan. So yeah, that was just my whole thing, you know. And now we're gonna get to the real world issues of why people were saying people didn't want Reva to be taking too much screen time. They wanted Obi-Wan instead. The reason, and it being 2022, for the last couple of years, the biggest hot topic that there was racism and everything. Just racism, you know. I personally never understood it, you know, when it came down to the Star Wars universe especially. Why? Because there's millions of species in the Star Wars universe. And all those species throughout all of lore and now Legends lore, all of them had potential of becoming a Jedi or a Sith or a bounty hunter or any type of trade in the Star Wars universe. Every single one of them had a chance. Hell, the Wookiees can be Jedis. There's Black Chrysanthemum. He's a bounty hunter. He was a gladiator, you know? Then you have Kit Fisto, who's a Jedi. Then you have the citizens of Mon Cala having their own governments, you know? It's just like the fact that you can have literal aliens be anything. Why is it that a human, they now declared them to be human, you know, from what I know, just not humans from Earth. Why do you care if a human is a darker shade or a lighter shade, you know? That's not even the craziest. You have people who are literal sea tentacle creatures. Why do you care if someone's just a little bit darker than you? You know? That's dumb, and that's why I get it. I think Star Wars Twitter tweeted that. I like, hey, yo, out of all these races in Star Wars universe, hey, don't be racist. I get it. I understand that. And that's why I believe when people were saying, hey, listen, we don't want Reva to take too much time out of the Obi-Wan show from letting us look at Obi-Wan, it wasn't with racist intent. It was just saying, hey, listen, you guys were giving her a lot of awfully lot screen time in the announcement and in the trailers and everything like that. We want Obi-Wan. There's a reason why they didn't even ask the Grand. They weren't being like, hey, yo, don't show too much of the Grand Inquisitor, because they knew they were aiming for the Grand Inquisitor to have too much screen time. They were aiming for Reva to do so. People saw that and they were like, hey, we want Obi-Wan. We don't want the Inquisitor or anything like that. We don't want Reva. But then, of course, you have people nowadays who are like, oh, they don't want Reva? That must mean they're racist or anything like that. It's like, no. It's like, oh, those are, that's not the truth. This isn't that. It's like, I don't have a doubt in my mind that people probably heard other people say some racist ass stuff as to why they don't want Reva in Star Wars. But I can guarantee you that is the vast vast minority of the people saying why they don't want Reva in there. So why do I say this? Why do I believe that? Well, because there's this movie called The Tax Collector. Watch it. It's actually very, very good. So there's this movie called The Tax Collector. It has George Lopez in it. He plays a somewhat minor role and everything like that. It's a decent movie. It's like a B movie, I would say. It's not like a blockbuster hit, but it has Shia LaBeouf in there. Everybody who knows who Shia LaBeouf is is the main guy from Even Stevens and everything like that. So you guys know him from Even Stevens. Shia LaBeouf was in Transformers. He's been through a lot of the stuff. Remember that video? He was like, just do it. Make your dreams come true. Nothing is impossible. Just do it. Yeah, him, that video. I have a shirt of that, by the way. I gotta wear it more often. Well, anyways, he's in the movie. And the thing is, in the movie, because of course it takes place in LA and everything, East LA out of everything, he was in, I believe, all of the promotion for the movie, despite, not being there for too long. They showed off that he had so much tattoos around his body and his hands, his neck, and everything like that, even though you barely got to see that in the movie. And thing is, there was, I think Mr. GG from YouTube put this best, the controversy that never existed, And what I mean by that is there were articles saying that Shia LaBeouf was brown facing. I hate those terms. I seriously do. It's like, oh, he's brown facing. And some people were trying to justify, oh, he's from Echo Park. This and that. Being from somewhere doesn't mean that you're not trying to brown face or black face. It just means you understand the culture. You get why, because you're living it. You're part of it. You can't be born in like 90s East LA if you're like white or Asian and just not be affected with what's happening there. It's like, no, you're living in the same hood as everybody else, So what do you call it? It's just like, it doesn't change the fact that he's white. All right. But here's the thing. From what I've seen and I've heard and the reviews I've been seeing about it, in the Hispanic Latino community, no one had a problem with it. Shia LaBeouf actually was given props by a lot of Hispanics and Latinos. They were all like, yo, dude, you look sick. Wow, you look hella sick, dude. And then they're all like, yo, I'm hyped, And they were just hyped. People were excited for it. It wasn't a problem. It wasn't a controversy with the people others were making reports about that it was going to affect in a negative way. I was stoked, and I'm brown as hell. But how do you call it? I was excited to see the movie. Me and my lady went to go see it at a drive-in in Santee. Yeah, it was a decent movie, and I enjoyed how he portrayed his character in there and everything. He was saying like stuff like Vato and Holmes and everything like that. It's like, so what? It's like, is he saying it in a way where, or is he like acting like Hispanics or Latinos from East LA because he's making fun of them? No, he's portraying a character. and he's doing it because people talk like that, people act like that, people who are raised in that environment are that way and everything. So anyways, reading majority of the articles who are claiming that it's wrong for Shia LaBeouf to play that character, to talk like that, to walk like that, to look like that and everything like that, those are the people who don't represent anybody in the majority. There was no controversy. There was no problems or anything. The people who were saying that it was racist were the people who wanted others to believe it was racist. And that's exactly how I feel about this stuff when it came down to Reva from Star Wars. people who didn't want Reva to have too many FaceTime or anything like that in the show didn't want her to have too much FaceTime because they wanted to watch Obi-Wan and Anakin / Darth Vader. They wanted to see the Obi-Wan show for Obi-Wan, not for the Inquisitor or some side character or anything like that. And don't even bring up Princess Leia, because when Princess Leia was there, majority of the time she was with Obi-Wan at the same time. So, anyways, but then you have people who are like, oh, they don't like her because she's black. No, no one said that. No one said that, you know? And like I said, I'm not denying that there's people out there who truly believe that way because they feel that way. I'm not saying that. And it's like, but if you're going to call out a problem, make sure that problem actually really does exist. Make sure it actually is the reason why majority of the people are saying that. And don't compare people who don't want somebody to be there because they want to focus on one character with the rest of the horrible people are saying that because they're horrible people. You know? Am I making sense? That's just what I'm saying, you know? But yeah. So it's just like, anyways, for me personally, I feel like it was 50-50. 50% Obi-Wan, 50% Reva. The show ended incredibly in my eyes. I love it, and I want to see where they take season 2. If there's a season 2, there should be one and everything, because, come on, it's Obi-Wan. It's Ewan McGregor. It's Hayden Christensen. It's Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader. I want to see where it goes and everything, you know? And yeah. But, how do you say it? This show was incredible. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's amazing. Other news, we also just finished watching Mayans MC last week, and Mayans MC it didn't end on a cliffhanger, unlike season 3. Season 3, it really did end on a cliffhanger, but what do you call it, season 4, it built up to something that is a vast contrast to how the series started, especially with the main character Ezekiel, or Easy, and everything. If you compare Easy in the very, very last episode of season 4, comparing him to the first episode of season 1, if you just close your eyes and just listen to how he talks, how he carries himself and everything like that, he is not the same person at all. He is nowhere near, and I love it. I love it. It's such a good. Finally, they're focusing on Mayans MC. They're focusing it on the Mayans. That's what we all wanted. Yeah, look, listen, Galindo and what's her face, that other chick, I forgot. I'll remember it. Yeah, they're still kind of in there, but they're not the focus. They're not even a major side story or anything like they were in seasons 1 and 2. 90% of Mayans MC season 4 is the Mayans, and that is something that we all wanted, and I feel like we're all finally getting it. It's really great. And you know, hold on one second. And I truly believe it's because I believe Kurt Sutter was like kicked out or fired, whatever, at season 2. So season 3, they had a new director, and the new director really slowly but surely shifted it to a darker tone while shifting it more towards the Mayans. And I feel like that director was able to actually fully deliver that, or at least getting closer to fully delivering that in season 4. And that is what we got now. It's such a great season. And something that still annoys me is what I brought up before, excuse me, which is I'm really annoyed at the fact that I don't know what's happening now. Maybe with the sorry, maybe with technology just getting that much better, you know, and just people working up a lot more, and the economy not being that great or whatever, and people charging more prices for their talents. seasons for TV shows don't last as often as they used to. Like, keep in mind, one of my favorite shows, my lady hates this show, but one of my favorite shows, surprisingly, is Bones. Bones is really good. I think it started in 2005 or something like that. I forgot. Bones is really good. I love it. Each season lasted a minimum of 20 or 21 episodes a season. Okay. And that was like maybe 5.5 months of just one episode a week every year. 5.5 months, which means the other 6 months, 6.5 months or something like that, what was vacationing and filming the next season. And yeah, and you could say that with a lot of other shows in the late 90s, early 2000s and everything like that. It was always 20 episodes plus every single season, one season a year. What I've noticed a lot of shows are doing now, especially Disney Plus, is they're doing it how they used to do it, one episode a week, but they're limiting it. They're limiting it to like 10 episodes a season, maybe even less. Like Netflix and I think Amazon. No, Netflix. Netflix just gives you the entire season of a TV show off the bat. They're like, hey, look, the entire season's out. Enjoy, you know? Amazon, Disney Plus, Hulu doesn't do that. They will release episode by episode once a week, and that's it. And they will only last just a few episodes. Mayans, for its entire 4-season run so far, only 10 episodes a season. And Disney Plus with their TV shows and everything, they used to last 10 episodes. Then they went down to 8, and then now you have the latest Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan, Moon Knight, Book of Boba. It's only 6 episodes now, and everything is like, really? 6 episodes? We gotta wait an entire year for only 6 episodes, and even at that, it's not even like a full month and a half, because they released 2 episodes from the jump, and then at the first day that they air it, and then they release 1 episode for the next 4 weeks. There you go. So like a month and a week you have to watch 1 season. And that's just not fun. That's just not cool or anything like that. It's like, that's really nothing at all. But yeah, that's just how it is now. And you know, that I guess that's just how TV is going to be now, to be honest. I mean, at least we have the luxury of streaming it, so we can just rewatch it. Not like old school when you used to have cable and everything, and before like DVRs and everything were invented, like you just had to watch it when it came out and endure the commercials, or you had to catch it on a rerun whenever they show it and everything. So yeah. Oh man, TV. I've been talking about a lot of TV, and to be honest, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but I want my lady to get more into Star Wars and everything. But there's a couple of things that concern me. One, it's whether she's gonna understand everything, and I don't mean like catch everything in the first watch, no, but I mean like understand at least the basics and just a little more other than that, because it's just like, Star Wars is rich in story and in lore, and if you read the books and the comics or anything like that, it only adds on to that. And Star Wars has become so vast when it comes down to like its franchise with movies and TV shows and everything, that it's just like you can go months with watching things and just never run out of something to watch and never run out of something to read. But I feel like even if she does get into it, even if she does understand, it just doesn't impact you the way it would have if you were there from the start. Like, think about it. Just really think about it. you're a Star Wars fan or any other fan and everything like that, let's just do Star Wars. We were already talking about it. 1999, Episode 1 came out. And yeah, I'm speaking about The Phantom Menace. I'm not speaking about the original trilogy because that was in the 70s, early 80s, and you know, the young people nowadays weren't even born at that point. But 1999, in our generation, I was 5 years old when The Phantom Menace came out. I didn't watch it in the theaters, but I watched it at home and everything when it was out in VHS. 2002, Episode 2 came out. That one I saw in theaters. I was 8 years old at that point. And so yeah, so I had, at that point, had already watched the original trilogy. I was totally knowledgeable for Luke, Leia, Chewie, Han Solo, Darth Vader, the Emperor, Boba, all of them, you know? I was already knowledgeable and all that stuff. Then I already knew about the Phantom Menace when it came down to young Anakin being free from slavery to be trained and everything like that. Darth Maul, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Yoda, Mace Windu, everything like that. Then Episode 2 came out. I was well versed on that stuff, and that's when they introduced the clones. That's why it's called the Attack of the Clones, despite it only being them being used towards the end of the movie. Hey, won't you look at that? We played the entire soundtrack in its entirety. Let me switch to another one. Fields of Ard Skellig. Let's see what this one's all about. Beautiful. Anyways. And then 2005 happened. I remember that perfectly. My dad went visiting me and my sister and everything like that. My sister, I think, was either sick or had to do something at school, so he was only able to spend time with me. One thing that I wanted to do was to go see Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. He took me to go see it at this Daly City Century Theater and everything like that. The theater was full. We ended up sitting on the stairs, and I remember watching the movie. You know, we were a little late, but I was still able to capture the space battle on top of Coruscant and everything, and watch the rest of the movie. My dad wasn't into it, but I loved it. I knew everything was happening and everything. And of course, in Episode 3, it was you saw major events happening. You saw the relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin. You saw the conflict between Anakin and the Council. You saw that he started getting closer to the Chancellor. You started seeing that he started getting swayed back and forth between the light and the dark. You started seeing all these major events happening. You start seeing him, how he annihilated Mace Windu. You saw how he fell to the dark side, how he got deemed Lord Vader. You saw him carry out Order 66. You saw all the Jedi start dying, well, at least the Jedi known at that point, die. And it's just, you saw everything. You saw all that stuff. I was only 11 years old when that came out. And let me lower that. So yeah, so I was only like 11 years old. And how do you say it? It was great. Now, here's the thing. In Episode 2, Anakin was only a Padawan, and Obi-Wan was his master. Episode 3, Anakin was now a Jedi Knight. He was no longer a Padawan, but Obi-Wan was still his master. You know, that was in 2000. When Anakin was a Padawan, it was in 2002. Here we are, 20 years later. 20 years later. I was 8, I'm now 28 and everything. I was a little kid living with my mom and my sisters, still in elementary school. And now here I am, a grown man, living away from home for the past 6 years, with my woman, my cats, working a job that I enjoy. I was already a bounty hunter and everything. Watching my childhood renewed And I feel like a lot of people have gone through that already, you know? And it's just like it impacts, it hits different, as they say nowadays. It just hits different because you're sitting up here, everybody has gone through whatever they've gone through and everything to make them the person they are now, but they are watching something continued from their childhood finally as grown adults, and it's different. It truly is different. I think I explained it, but I feel like there should be more explanation, but I just can't figure out the words. It's just different compared to if you had just barely started watching Star Wars now. Like if you can watch episode 1 today, episode 2 tomorrow, episode 3 the next day, and once you're done with that, you can watch the Obi-Wan show, and it's just like, okay, it's a continuation of what happened after the episodes 1 to 3. And it's like, yeah, you're right, but it just won't feel the same, you know? Like, think about it. Like, for me, example, again, Bones. I didn't watch Bones until it was well done already. You know, it's been years since the last season came out, the last episode and everything. Whenever a season ended with a cliffhanger, instead of being like, oh man, now I gotta wait a couple more months until the new season, I was able to just jump directly into the following season. It kind of happened with Breaking Bad too, except I had to wait for the second half of season 5. But it's just like Bones, I was just able to jump to the next season. Every day I kept watching a new episode, more episodes and everything. I knew what was happening. I grew to enjoy those characters, to enjoy those moments, but I didn't have to go through the whole struggle of having to wait and wonder every day and really ponder on what just happened. I didn't really go like, man, I wonder how's this gonna play out? Man, I gotta wait a couple months, and I just have those months just really like resonating with what I just watched. I just moved on to the next episode. So immediately my questions were answered. Here, it's different. Here, all we knew back in like 2002 or 2005 is that after the Jedis were exterminated and the Empire grew, we just don't know what happened between that time and episode 4, A New Hope. But now we're slowly getting filled in with these answers, and now we're seeing stuff from our childhood being revived nowadays, and it's different. It's different, but I still want her to get into it. Other than that, honestly, the rest of my day, switching to a different topic, the rest of my day is just going to consist of me chilling. Actually, no, I did pick up everything. Okay. It's just going to consist of me chilling right now, really. And once 6 o'clock hits, going to start getting ready and gear up and go to Muay Thai. Muay Thai is only a few blocks away from me, so it's not too bad. And then my lady goes with me, you know, pay for her day, maybe start her own stuff and anything like that, and start training together, start fighting together. If I do start paying for a membership for her, damn sure I'm gonna force her to go with me all the time, because I'm like, hey, make me waste my money. But yeah. Other than that, this is all I really had to say. There's more topics to come ahead. I have a day off tomorrow, so most likely a new episode tomorrow. I hope you guys are all doing great. I hope you guys are all doing well. And I know things are going good for right now, and this music's pretty chill. Thank you everybody for tuning in and listening to me just talk for over an hour. And another episode of The Mind of Mando. I was your host, Armando Ortega, and I hope you guys have an incredible rest of your day. See ya.